It's a 1990 Peterbilt 379. My dad ordered it in 90. He drove it up till 99 when I graduated and started driving it. My name's Adam Kimball. This is Reeves Kimball. We're from Cumming, Georgia. Name of the company is Kimball Transportation. We do Conestoga work, extendable flatbed work, and do a lot of data centers and building materials, things like that. We wanted to give it a look where you see that truck coming down the road that gets your attention with the color and the pipes. Pipes are at 14.2, so it barely squeezes in the garage, but it gets your attention coming at you down the road. So the truck's, it's been around. It's got some cool little stories behind it. It was in the filming of a couple WWE shows. It was wrapped. What was her name?
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch was driving it. As COVID hit, it was going to travel around, I think it was Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Dallas, and a couple other locations. Then it was actually going to be on display at WrestleMania, where she was going to drive it in, and then they were going to display it afterwards. So we were all sitting around at home watching TV, and there's our truck on TV. My dad traveled with it, so he was the one that was kind of accompanying the trucks. Anything it needed, it was transported around inside one of my Conestogas, so it was under top secret, security at all times. So it was all pinstriped by a gentleman named Larry West. He pinstriped on Smokey and the Bandit. Didn't do the trailer, but he was good friends with Burt Reynolds, so he followed him around, hung out a lot when he was married to Lonnie Anderson. So everything goes way back on it. He also did all the General Lee cars, so he was on the movie set and followed that around when they were filming on the East Coast and on the West Coast. He would tell stories about how when they were painting them up, they'd pull them in, he'd paint them up, and they would wreck them while the paint was still wet, do a little Bondo or replace some panels and pull it back in. The truck sat from 2002 to 2014, really just out in the weeds. Pulled it out of the weeds and built it into what it is today. When it sat outside, it sat out as just a set of frame rails and a hood covering the engine. It was factory with a 63 flat top VariShield truck. Still has a switch and a gauge in there for the electric VariShield. We wanted to give it a little bit of a longer look, so it's got the 36 on it now. Wanted to make it look a little more stretched out. It's a double frame, so we didn't really want to cut into it. So it's 4.25 cat, 8LL, double frame with 433 rears. It's not fast, but it's pretty consistent. It's got honed nozzles and a bigger turbo on it, but really haven't done anything to it. I think it's only had one clutch its whole life. Rear ends have never been opened up. Motors rebuilt around 400,000, and it's got 1.4 on it now. It's been out of the frame. We painted it and painted a transmission, and that was when we put the clutch in it. It's actually a Ford color. It's mint green. Most paint codes are pretty complicated. This one's like one letter and one number. Very easy to remember. E9 is the paint code. It's very simple. I actually bought the louvered hood from Brian Martin at Four States years and years ago, thinking either the late 90s or early 2000s. He was selling that. He built a couple trucks with him, and this was one of the hood panels they had done from it. The engine's really just the way it was. We put stainless steel braided lines on it, wrapped the radiator in a stainless. Short of that, we do 12 gauge parts. So 12 gauge visor, 12 gauge steps, Bruner boxes, four-state deck plate and rear bumper. Other than that, it's a pretty simple little truck. The interior is black leather and ostrich. The carpet we actually took out of one of our other trucks, put in here as we were putting a metal floor in it. So a lot of our trucks, we got so many, we kind of mix and match parts, and everything flows because we try to keep everything as nice as condition as possible. So even though it's got some miles on it or might be a used part, you'd never know. The headlights on it are 359 double squares. We actually took off one of the 359s we had. It was a one-owner 359, so the headlights would just come from that truck to this one. All the parts, we rebuilt the inners with parts from Dirks. The roof cap, we did 11 lights on. We had done that back in, I think, the mid-90s when more was more. It's got 11 lights on the roof, 11 lights on the back bumper, bullet lights on the back bumper, 5 tail lights, 5 breather lights. Try to keep everything in sequence. That way all of our numbers added up. It's only got 2 different style lights on it. The bullet lights and then the tail lights. Everything else is the same. When he ordered it, it was black sable metallic. I guess, back in the day, everybody, if you had a black Peterbilt, that was the thing to have. So do a black sable metallic. It had every option on it back then, but the rosewood dash, I think they're having some problems with it cracking. So short of that, it had every option that you could get back then. Still has the plaque on the dash, custom built for Roger Kimball. Somewhere we still got all the paperwork that went with it on the original spec sheet, the old faded out yellow spec sheet. But yeah, only 2 people have ever driven it. He drove it for years and then I drove it. Short of that, My oldest son pulled it into the judging lane, and that's the third person that's ever sat in the seat driving it. So, and Becky Lynch. I leave Becky Lynch out. She's got a couple miles under her belt in it also. But I'm sure when he bought it new, never thought it would be on TV or nor less at a truck show. We lived in New York when he ordered it, so the reason it's built so heavy is because he ran under an R permit. I want to say you could gross like 120, 130 on an R permit daily. So that's what it was made to do back then. So it's kind of like a Northeast dump truck style spec. Like I said, it's not very fast, but doesn't matter what's in back of it or what's in front of it. It's 68 miles an hour. It rolls pretty good.